Ho, ho, ho! Merry Black Friday! Hello, everyone. Bront, CatHerder here. We're having some fun talking Raid Shadow Legends. Thank you for Raid for sponsoring this video. You guys are absolutely amazing. We are here on the main. We are going to be pulling some shards because we have a 2x, well, just about everything weekend. In fact, it is everything weekend because not only right now do we have 2x's on Ancients, Voids, and Sacreds, but we will be getting the 2x primals on Monday. So I will definitely be eating all of my primal shards on Monday. Look for a separate video on that, probably combined with my free-to-play actually, so that'll be kind of fun. And yeah, so we are going to be pulling some shards. I've got a bunch of these bad boys to pull. Honestly, I'm not too worried about making this because we're going to be pulling enough of these things that this 3,000 points is not going to be an issue. Honestly, I'd love to get as high as this book, but that's going to involve a little bit of luck. So we're probably not quite going to get there, and that's fine. So with that said, let's go pull some shards. So what's my plan of attack? We are going to yeet all of these voids and, well, yeet probably 40 ancient shards. And if that for some reason doesn't get me 3,000 points, honestly, I don't quite know what is going on because we should be getting a couple of epics in there and voids are worth quite a bit of points by themselves anyway. And hopefully we'll be getting tons upon tons of legendaries. Not really, but we can hope. So as always, we have the ever hopeful, ever promising, and ever not a sponsor, Pepsi. Come on, Pepsi, let's make this happen. We have, again, 28 voids, so we're going to start off with singles, and we will move on to 210 pulls. Let's get something cool. It would be really nice. It's been a while since I got a really cool void legendary. I got Diamond Copper Coin last, I believe. It's not super exciting. Draconis, not what we're looking for. Rock Beast, not what we were looking for either. And of course, I don't have any other things I'm looking for. Ooh, that's an epic. That is a Broadmaw, the infinitely fusible Broadmaw. You know, to be fair, Broadmaw's good for one of the revivers for Faction Wars. He's got you the increased speed, increased crit rate, and turn meter fill, and he's got a 4-turn revive of 2 random allies with 25% and block damage on them for 1 turn to almost guarantee them a turn. You know, it's not perfect, but you know what? For an infinitely fusible rare void reviver on the epic scale, he's pretty solid. You could definitely do worse than a Broadmaw, but he's not a champion you want to pull a lot of because honestly, you should have a bunch of +4 Broadmaws, and honestly, you only need 1 +4 Broadmaw for the most part. So, although to be fair, actually having 2 Broadmaws is not the worst strategy for Faction Wars if you're really, really struggling, but not what we're looking for here. So we got 5 more of these bad boys. Nothing exciting. Come on. Nope. We got our epic excitement for this particular set of 7 or 8 of them. Oh, we got Painkeeper. Painkeeper always good with the increased cooldown and the big AoE heal. So, all right, let's go reset and get that, get those 2 10 pulls in. All right, we got a 10 pull here. Andracia, not too bad. Discount Necrid is kind of what the best description of her. Ooh, Gallo Long Braids. Discount Rhodos, but that's a much better saying. Wergrin is part of the fusion for Mikage, so this is already a good set of 10 pulls here. Now, Gala is actually pretty cool if you need a damage dealer for dwarves. Dwarves have a lot of damage dealers, so you don't need one, but she is the epic damage dealer that ages well. Basically, she's got this triple hitter here, ignores 25% of the target's defense, grants an extra turn if this champion is full HP after using the skill, so she has ways to heal after using the skill. That can be very helpful. So if you can pair her with champions with Leech, for example, that gets her an extra turn. Attacks one enemy, will ignore 50% of the target's defense when attacking under a shield buff, heals this champion by 50% of the damage inflicted, and puts a shield buff equal to any surplus heal for 3 turns. So that's on a 4-turn cooldown, unfortunately, so it's really hard to get back to this while she's under that shield. But again, you've also got Brogni in this faction, you've got Melga in this faction, you have other shield champions that can help Gala get a shield for this as well to get that extra ignore defense so she can hit really hard. And then finally, a double hitter will ignore 30% of the target's defense as well. Ignoring defense is a great way to do a ton of damage, and she can be really, really helpful for Dwarf Faction Wars. She is a good boss killer as well, and she puts a damage shield on her on A1 too. So you guys technically don't need a shield champion with her to get that extra ignore defense. You just need to do the A1 first. And Drycy, as we were talking about here, she's got, attacks all enemies, increase the duration of all increased defense buffs on people, single target stun, but she's got the passive here that every 4 turns, or it's only 5? It only is 5. That's not great. But at the start of each turn, puts an ally protection buff on for 2 turns on the ally with the lowest max HP, will not be placed on this champion. So basically, she automatically protects somebody on the team and gives them strengthen and increased defense on her. And then she kind of tries to keep it up and tries to get some other stuff down. And she's okay. She's not great. Wergren's not that great. So we're just going to kind of ignore him and pull these last 10 pulls. Let's get something cool. Can we get a legendary? We got a seer. That's kind of a legendary. Love a seer on the free-to-play. But no legendary luck for me so far. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. Seer, absolutely amazing as well. Definitely an older looking champion because it's one of the first champions in the game. This is a huge max HP hit, and it soaks up all the buffs from enemies and allies. It removes the buffs from all enemies. Is a accuracy, but the allies does not require accuracy, so you can basically pump her up. She gets extra damage based on how many of those are removed, and then she can put a sleep up there if people are not dead. But if you have enough stuff and build her right, she will kill just about any wave in the game, and it's not too hard. End game builds, you don't even need a lot of buffs anymore to do it for her because she's that strong, especially if you can get decreased defense and weaken on the enemy beforehand. But even if you can't, she can really, really take out a lot of people in 1 or 2 hits with, a 6-star crushing rend, as well as the right masteries, as well as in something that gives you ignore defense, such as cruel and savage gear or merciless gear, for example. On top of that, she does do the increased crit rate and weaken. Not particularly great buffs, but it provides buffs for herself, so you can use her if you only have a 2-turn cooldown, like Donatello, for example. You could still build her in a pretty reliable, quick clear team. The weaken is kind of nice. And then she's got an A1 here that's a 15% chance of granting an extra turn, 20% when booked. So she can actually get some extra turns as well out of this ability, which is not too bad. Welp, we're on to the Ancients. We're going to pull 40 of these bad boys and hopefully get something absolutely amazing. Let's get pulling. Malketh is not too bad. Kroidian is really, really good. Malketh gets underrated, and I think it's because Rector Drath is in this faction, and Rector Drath is better by any account, but you got a chance of stealing a random buff. You've got a increased duration of all ally buffs and decreased duration of enemy buffs, so that's actually really, really nice. And then he's got a 2-turn or 2 ally revive with 30% HP, 30% turn meter, and a shield on all revived allies for 30% of this champion's max HP, which can be very tanky. Not the greatest revive, but technically Rector Drath isn't the greatest revive either at a single target on a 4-turn cooldown. This is a 2-target on a 4-turn cooldown. Overall, very good champion. If you don't have a Rector Drath, he will help you in faction wars as well. And it's honestly not a bad champion to build out for Centranos to have a spirit reviver of some kind in floors where he's available instead of Rector Drath. So yeah, not too bad. We're looking for another Kroidian. Definitely great for Fire Knight Hard. I've talked about him before, so maybe if I pull another one, we'll highlight him again. But we're looking for legendaries. That is not legendary. Come on, Polarium. I'm watching you. Come on, legendary. Come on, legendary. All right, so Masamoto, not particularly exciting. Learn the Cutter. I know some people really like this dude. I've actually not used him, so I can't say for sure. He's got a triple hitter here. Triple hitter's not too bad. AoE, leech, and heal reduction. I guess that could be useful. 100% chance on both of them. That's kind of nice. And then he's got a other skill, 4-turn cooldown, attacks one enemy, and decreases their turn meter by 100%. Yeah, I guess he's not too bad. He could be useful in Faction Wars, especially Faction Wars normal. Ogryn really do kind of struggle as a faction, so not bad. And actually, this could be decent as well. The leech could be very helpful. The heal reduction could be very, very impactful. So he's not the worst epic to grace a screen or grace a roster, but definitely not somebody I am really looking forward to building on this particular account. And Masamoto is even less exciting to me. I know there's some people that like him. I don't know why, enough that I'm going to skip his kit. Okay, last 10 pull, and this is taking forever. This means we're going to get legendary upon legendary upon legendary. Right, Polarium? That is Excruciator for an excruciating long wait. That is a Grimskin, and that is not a legendary. So we are down to that 42. Where are we at with this? The Excruciator's not good. Do not build an Excruciator. Save yourself the Excruciating. We are far enough away where I don't think pulling another one is really gonna help us. Well, maybe. You know what? I'm gonna pull one more 10 pull because why not? Haven't gotten a legendary yet. We might be really close, and if not, we're gonna have a huge mercy, which is not too bad. And then it hopefully will get me that extra chicken. Not that I need a chicken, but want to do one more 10 pull. Who likes, I like to tempt fate, So let's get something cool. Let's get something cool. Lady Aresh, not particularly cool. Not the pull I was looking for. I was looking for more epics, but hey, get a single target weekend, AoE attack here that grants an extra turn. And if it doesn't grant an extra turn, it fills her 10 meter for each living enemy instead. So not horrible. She just doesn't do a ton of damage, and she's got a very selfish buffing system with this, although it does give her an extra turn, which is kind of nice. So this is on a 4-turn cooldown, but effectively is a 3-turn cooldown. This is on a 4-turn cooldown, but is effectively a 3-turn cooldown. And then she puts a perfect veil whenever their HP blocks to 50%. It's okay. Probably, I don't see a huge reason to build her. There are better damage dealing epics in the Knights Revenants, and damage is not the problem that Knights Revenants have in general. So yeah, not particularly exciting. And that kind of sums up these pulls. Not particularly exciting. But you know what? Not every shard pull session is going to be a banger, and it's always worth remembering that. Don't go chasing that legendary if you can't afford it, or if you just want to make sure you save some of those shards. As you can see here, I am saving a good amount of shards here. I've got myself a ton of sacreds. I've got a bunch of ancients here, and I'll be able to do another fusion and maybe whatever the Titan event is that comes up next month. If there is a Titan event, we are assuming there might be a Titan event, but last year the Titan event started at the end of this fusion. This year it hasn't yet. I suspect that's when it happened is probably next week. We are going to get, announcements for whatever the new content is, have kind of a week of hype. The week after that, that's going to kick off, and we'll probably start with some kind of interesting Titan event that will cap off in a Christmas fusion of some kind, which will be kind of cool. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you're looking forward to it, and hopefully you guys are looking forward to my next video. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Let me know down below, did you get anything interesting this weekend? Are you excited for 2x primals on Monday? I'm certainly excited for it because that's one of the most fun times to pull shards. It's also one of the most disappointing. So hopefully we could actually, get some cool positive vibes and get some cool champions, because that's always fun. So good luck to you all. Have a wonderful day, and until the next video, I am Bront, CatHerder.